I just hate walking.
Aesthetically, you're top of the tree.
I don't need cardiovascular. I just need to be a weapon. If
You
you're
eat.
not pooing 4 times a day, there's something wrong with you.
Outside of training, you don't move that much.
That is true. I'm not gonna walk like if the shop's down the road, I'm not walking to the shop. If the shop's 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away, I'm driving to the shop.
Interesting.
I can't.
Why?
Walking. I just don't get it. I just hate walking. I've just never walking. When I see people jogging, I'm like, what are you doing? Like you should be sprinting. Like I understand if you're sprinting somewhere or a sport and you're taking it, but I just jogging around. It's just horrible.
I'm going to pitch you walking. I'm going to sell you walking.
Go on,
I'm going to sell what we got. 2 things.
Neat.
Neat. So neat, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So neat is this calories you burn. Yeah. You don't need to burn calories, Paul. You know, like I say, people will buy your physique in a heartbeat. Aesthetically, you're top of the tree. Yeah. I feel terrible. You know, everyone in a room with you is going to reflect on their own life choices because your physique's a joy.
Yeah, no worries.
That's different to the benefit of activity, which is, and again, neat is a piece, but also when you walk, it's a massive part of reducing physiological stress. When you walk in nature, you get a double whammy for that, which is this concept of what we call biophilia. You also, when you walk, you'll see lots of people wearing continuous glucose monitors and optimizing
I've seen them,
So it's all very well optimizing your carbohydrate intake, but if you move post-meal, we have a completely different blood glucose response. So you get better glucose control, you get better circulation, you'll have a better poo. Paul, I've asked you about your poo.
Yeah.
We're on air.
Yeah. But, I'll tell you all about it. Don't worry.
Well, you're a good pooer?
Yeah, I am. I probably do 4 a day.
Oh, wow. Professional.
Yeah, no, I am. Sometimes 2 and 2 before jiu-jitsu, 1 at jiu-jitsu. Like, I get them out. Like,
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, again, 100 kilograms training lots.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fuel. So before people think that that's their norm, they need to eat what you eat.
If you're not pooing 4 times a day, there's something wrong with you.
So that's good. So lots of people, again, but I'm selling walking. I'm still on the walking stuff. Yeah. And not even walking, just the being fit and training is slightly different to being active. And from an energy point of view, we get great energy from spacing activity through the day.
Yeah.
Now, again, you may not need that. But if I was trying to take that 78 and get it to a higher score, your 78 and my 48, then you having more steps in the day and more space dissipated. So we're not just feast or famine when it comes to exercise.
That's me.
Wow.
That's my whole life. Well, yeah, that's until, I keep on saying it. I started jiu-jitsu like 2.5 years ago. But before that, my heart rate was like 80 beats per minute because all I was doing was deadlifting. Yeah. And then I'd come home and I couldn't walk upstairs. And then I started doing that and I went down to like 54 beats per minute. So I was like, oh.
That's beautiful.
At least I've done something to my heart here. But but without that, just the walking bits, I was just like, I just don't get it. I can't get my head around it.
No, you haven't got an incentive to do it because you're so fit and you feel good. So it's one way you'd put that in the bank and go, look, if I'm feeling lethargic, am I getting access to nature, regular movement? Mm-hmm. The idea of spending hours feasting on content without movement, your physiology won't love you for that.
Okay.
And that will become an increasing potential challenge, but let's not create a problem that's not there. But that's why that didn't score particularly well.
Okay.
Then I have run a VO2 max on you. So this is also thrilling. I can feel the palpable excitement. So for those who don't know, VO2 max is a measurement of cardiovascular fitness or what we call cardiorespiratory fitness. I did a very nice method on you. I didn't do the mean one.
Not the one where you have to put the mask on and run for 2 hours.
Very 1980s.
Horrendous.
Yeah, so I'm bringing advanced tech to the party.
Yeah.
So we've done a sub-maximal indirect VO2 max, which gives us a great idea of how cardiovascularly fit you are. And again, that hasn't been your area of focus, right?
No.
You're a machine on the weights.
Machine on the weight. All I want to do is lift, be as strong as I can, and be able to hurt people. Yeah. That's me. Happy. That's all I ask for. I don't need cardiovascular. I just need to be a weapon. That's exactly.
Again, I love it. It's a t-shirt slogan. But that skill is also ties into, again, incredible sporting performance. That cardio might have been a key piece of what you call as your sporting limitation. Yeah. I'm interested in cardio because this type of fitness probably has the biggest benefit to how energized someone might feel, your quality of your immune system. And this VO2 max, which often was used for like elite footballers and rugby players to see if they'd been naughty off season, is actually the single best predictor of life expectancy. So I've measured, Well, we got time. We got time on our side here. We know from a VO2 max point of view, huge study, 155,000 people found that if I increase your VO2 max by 1 milliliter, that's 45 extra days on the planet.
Oh, shit.
So that's the sort of longevity piece. New year, new me. These days, it feels like every brand is shouting about how supplements are the answer to everything. But before you jump into the latest wellness trend, it's worth remembering that the basics come first. Hydration, good nutrition, rest, and movement. These are the foundations of feeling your best. When you do decide to supplement, what you choose matters. And my advice is to look for products that are free from additives, artificial flavors, and unnecessary fillers. Personally, having seen so many professional athletes utilizing their products, I decided to give Pure Sport supplements a go. Their products are built on science, they're backed with evidence, they've got minimal ingredients, they do what they're meant to do. Whether it's their ultra electrolytes to keep you hydrated and energized, or their unwind product to improve your deep sleep, I trust what they make is developed with care and to work with your body, not against it. As you set your goals for 2025, remember, it's not about quick fixes. It's about small, smart choices that support your long-term wellness. Explore their full range via puresport.co and discover the clean, natural way to feel your best. Use the code EE10 at checkout for an extra 10% off. On a Paul piece is this can help with immune system, this helps with sleep, this helps with all those things. So I want a result of VO2 max more than 32 milliliters per kilogram. Yeah. I'd love a result above 40. If you're a really good cardio athlete, we're sort of 45 moving up into the 50s. Okay. And we've got you on the cusp there with a result of 39.
I'll have it.
I would have it. I would have it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I thought you were going to hit me. This is your life. You're not going to make it out the fucking room. You're dead as you go. Jesus, Mary, you had me shit myself there for fucking. You're like so full.
It's the reveal. The reveal.
Jesus,
Listen. I'm very pleased. You know, you're not. You know, no one. We cannot rebrand you as a cardio athlete. No, but for your mass,
yeah,
that's not a bad result.
Can I ask you again? Did you say so? It's 39, and what did you say? So 40.
I like 40. Okay. And again, the real data is if you lower is a problem. So below 32, we see increased risk of certain health conditions. It's a game of am I fit enough to do the life I want to lead. I think your reduced resting heart rate, your increased capacity in jiu-jitsu, these are all clear markers you've increased your cardiorespiratory fitness. Yeah. So we don't need a measurement to know what we already know. That result, though, however, is, again, particularly from 38, you're in this weird window where everything's going to try and go downhill. Okay. And so you got to work a little harder every year now to keep what you've got. So that figure tries to drop by 10% per decade. So for you to stay at 39, you've got to work harder next year and again. But what we've also got to bear in mind, Paul, it's probably rising. Right, it's probably going up all the time as you're
getting fitter.
Yeah. And from a cardio point of view, do you feel a benefit from? You obviously hate running. You're sort of anti-running.
No, I just don't.
I'm going to sell you running now.
I notice it. I don't, because I've done it my whole life.
Yeah,
I was forced to do it, and I think in football, I think I was like 88 kilo playing football, and there's lads 54 kilo, both have the same hearts. But the manager shouted at me to keep up with this fella. And I'm never keeping up with him. But I just remember just so much running. Then when I went to rugby, it was less running than football. So I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yes.
I just have to sprint 8 times. But then when that finished, I was like, I've ran so much.
Yeah.
I bloody hate fart legs, all the pre-season. I'm like, I am never running again. So that's why now, I think, remember in lockdown, people were doing that 3K.
Yeah.
Did that 3K, nearly died.
I know, wow.
I think it was a 5K. I made a 3K. I was like, hey, that's enough. Me bleeding legs and all burning. I was like, no way. But yeah, so I just think, and I remember the next time I went running, it was nicer and nicer, and I did a program on TV, and I had to do the Spartan race.
Oh yeah,
and I remember I was like, "Oh Jesus, I'm going to have to run." So I was caning myself to do it, and it does get easier.
It does. It doesn't have to be running. I think when running's been a punishment, a lot of people, they hated running because at school, fartlek you mentioned is speed play in Swedish, and it's these intervals that create this horrible acidic feeling and discomfort. But running for joy, running for social connection is a growing area. But it doesn't have to be running. Clubs. But I love run clubs, because they're giving people the opportunity to improve this capacity whilst connecting with others. And again, if you recharge in the presence of others, then that's a rock star move.
Yeah.
I think, within this isn't a cry for running. Anything that elevates your heart rate, it could be a swim, it could be a cycle, it could be, again, a walk outside, is an area of consideration. Okay. 2 parts. 1, the higher that level, the more potential energy you can manufacture. 2, it's going to get worse year on year. 3, it's a very quick way of getting physiological recovery into your system.
Is jiu-jitsu not one of them things? I know gym isn't, because I don't, but I always because I use jiu-jitsu and gym and judo as my, because I'm bollocksed.
If you're bollocksed, then it's definitely enough. The question there is whether it's all at high intensity or there's enough of that low intensity work.
I can make it. I do it my intensity, but then sometimes judo is fucking high as hell because somebody's trying to throw you. Yes. So it's fucking like you're. It's hard.
Killed. Yeah. And I think it would be safe to say it is enough, and that figure's rising. And the point when it stops rising, you'd consider other things.
Yeah.
I'd be more interested from a data point of view in getting little bursts of movement in than turning you back into a runner when that relationship's been destroyed by professional sport. It's like a traumatic, recurrence. I could feel it.